welcome to 2025. I don't know which number video this is for Steins Gate, but we ended last week on a very great moment. I mean, if we don't consider the 30 minutes of repeated content. Vert, you are in charge of making Katie laugh at inappropriate times. Shout out to Dark Shadow, who can't be here for the rest of the stream, but I know you'll watch it back later and hopefully laugh or cry or be angry or moo with us. Vert, the sponsor, is here live. Mike is here. Elizabeth is here. Jalejo is here for the first time. And Matty is back with a snack. And I'm not sure who else is here, but hello to everyone on YouTube watching it back later. We ended on a very interesting point in the story last time, and I'm very excited to see what happens after this because I don't actually know. I don't remember where the story really goes. I know where it more or less ends up in the anime, but I don't remember exactly where it goes from here. I wanted to say something, or more ask something. Hi, Panda. What are you doing up this late? It's 1:37 in the morning. I had a question to ask you guys. So if you've already played the game, don't answer in the live chat, please. Answer in the comments at a later point. But this is my question. Because Vert hasn't watched yet, so I don't want to spoil him on anything really. But so in the anime they chose obviously one ending. We know that this is a visual novel, and based on the person's decisions and responses, it could lead you in different endings. I'm aware of that, right? And the anime chose one ending and went with that and only adapted that one ending as far as I know about the first season. I haven't watched Steins Gate 0. But my question is, I see people referring to the anime ending as the true ending, which I don't particularly agree with because since the visual novel came first and there are multiple endings, to me it doesn't seem like there's a true ending. But the only way that I could concede and say, okay, if that's what the author said, if the author called it a true ending, well, I guess if there's someone there, by saying yes, the author said it, maybe if you know, you can say that in live chat because that doesn't spoil anything for Vert. But like, I was just wondering, like, why are people acting like the anime ending is the true ending if the visual novel came first and there are various endings? Now, once again, if the author said, this is the right choices and this is the true ending, then I get it. But other than that, I don't really feel like in our lives, what I like about the show so much is that it does in some way reflect that how our individual small choices can lead to so many different outcomes. Time travel movies often have that theme, or shows about time travel. It often has that theme about how the decisions that we make directly and small decisions can greatly influence the outcomes later. For example, by dropping your keys and picking and swearing and picking it up and then shaking it off and then getting into your car, that 10 seconds that it took to swear and pick it up and shake it off could have saved you from a car accident, because if you had arrived on the scene 10 seconds earlier, you might have died. You could have collisioned with another. Just a silly example, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Sal says, I think true ending is a visual novel term. There is usually one ending the author chooses as the true ending. Any sequels will follow the true ending usually. I would like to read a little bit about the author and hear their perspective on it, because I don't know. Tal says, or not just visual novel, but any game with multiple endings. I personally haven't played many of these kinds of games. I've only read books where you get to choose and then like it takes you to a different page where you have to read from there and from there. So I've read books like that, and I've never heard of the author talk about, well, this is the true ending. I've only the for me, the novelty in these kinds of things lie in the fact that there is no one true ending. It is based on your decision. So for me, to think that there is one true, or the true would be right, and to say that there's one right ending, it just kind of defeats the purpose of the novelty of the game for me, or the books. So yeah, I would be a little bit disappointed to find out that there is a right ending. But at the end of the day, you know, it is the author's work. So if they had a preference, that would be different. Like if they say, this is my preference, this is how I would have, if I only had one way to write the story, this would have been the ending I chose. But the whole point is that for me in these games is that there is no right ending. Without talking about the anime, I can say most visual novels. Okay, but I don't really want to talk about most visual novels. I want to know if this author had any particular say in this and in the anime's route. So I'll do a little bit of my own research, but if everyone can share some links later to anything the author said, I would actually like to hear that. Or see that. Well, I don't really know how these games work. Does it have one author that writes the story and then it gets turned into a game? I don't really know, but anywho, let's play. I assumed initially that people talked about the right ending because of the anime. Is this a mug? Yeah, this is a... To me, this is a cup. A mug. I don't know why, but it feels like a mug is big and this is like normal sized. Okay, I'm just putting the music a little bit louder. Okay, no. Will probably be better. I like her face too. Whose face? Okay. Let's pick up where we left off. I can't hear. It feels like something is crushing my eardrums. Oh, it's going to take a while to get used to this. Slowly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. My body convulses as if struck by lightning. I am Okabe Rintaro. I'm in the lab development room, standing in front of the time leap machine with my phone to my ear. Oh, a mug is an English term for face. Thanks. My brain hurts again. This isn't like a headache. It's somehow deeper. With the pain comes a torrent of emotions. Sorrow, longing, hope, joy that threatens to wash away my psyche. However, only one thing matters. I quickly returned to the lounge. You did not change the stream name. Oh, thank you, Mike. Sorry about the rocky start. Steins Gate. SG. I'm just gonna call it SG time. Because I don't remember what number video this is actually. Okay, you surprised me. I almost crashed into Kurisu.
脅かすなよ。
誰？今は13日の5時前か。
そうだけど。
That is his "We just saw Mayuri die" phase 2. That was, sorry, it was my Dado impression. Alright, time leap successful. I pat Kurisu on the shoulders, almost in an embrace.
お前は天才だ。
何よいきなり気持ち悪いな。
Yeah. I'd recognize his "just saw Mayuri die" face anywhere. There was a at the start of his more mooish. Like that. Did I do it right that time? Oh god, I can't believe I'm gonna put this on YouTube. I scrambled for my phone. Oh, he's calling Mayuri. Okay. Oh, I know, I'm so good at imitating Daru. It's like I was him in another life. It went to voicemail?
Mayuri, 今すぐ俺に連絡をくれ。わかったな。今すぐだ。
I feel like it could have picked up right from here before. They really didn't need to repeat everything, but I mean, we already said that last time, so. I look at my watch again. It's just past 5. Thank God for the time leap machine. It makes me shiver to imagine what would have happened without it. I have 3 hours until Moeka kills Mayuri. Everything's going to be okay. That's plenty of time to escape. First, I'll meet up with Mayuri and leave Akiba. Akiba? We can go to Ikebukuro. Wait, what if they're watching her house? Maybe we should hop the bullet train and get out of Tokyo entirely. Anyway, we're fine as long as Moeka doesn't find her today. So first, I need to find Mayuri. But you need to tell them as well.
目が血走っちゃってるけど、どうしたの?
Kurisu and Daru look at me with concern.
二人とも。今すぐ。
No, you need to be really clear. You need to tell them I time traveled. I used the time leap machine from 3 hours and I jumped into the past because people from CERN broke in here and killed Mayuri and they're coming to take us and the time leap machine. So you need to be really clear about this. You can't be vague and crazy okabe, okay?
どういうこと?
I check my wallet. I only have 9,000 yen and some change. I'll need to stop by an ATM and withdraw everything I have.
何よ? また中二病?
Kurisu shrugs her shoulders, dumbfounded. I don't have time to answer her. I slip beside her and dash out of the lab.
岡部、どこ行くのよ? おい!
I run full speed to Yanabayashi Shrine. Naturally, I have to stop for breath before I get more than a few blocks. The sun is setting, but the temperature still hasn't dropped below 30. Sweat quickly covers my entire body. I'm not good at exercise in the first place. If one day I tell you I'm from the future, you will tell me that I'm crazy is not something easy to say. Okay, but we didn't invent a time machine together, so... And also, we're not geniuses who can invent a time machine together, so... And we're also not people who hacked CERN and who might be targeted for these reasons. So, I feel like the truth behind the two different people saying the same statement could be doubted more coming from you than from him. Not geniuses, says you. I mean, you might not be a genius to make one, but Sotos is. Oh, well. I wouldn't know that. Now I regret not borrowing Suzuha's bicycle, but no, there wasn't time for that. Finding Mayuri comes first. I run to the courtyard where I find Lukako standing alone with her bamboo broom.
Lukako!
Oh, Okabe-san.
She bows her head.
どうしたんです?
マユリはどこだ?
マユリちゃんだったら、もう帰りましたけど。
帰った。
はい。後でマユリちゃんにごめんなさいって伝えてくれませんか? 僕やっぱりどうしてもコスプレはできませんって断っちゃって。
Sotos' time machine would be powered by snakes on a hamster wheel. It would totally work. Keep moving for 1 minute to make progress towards your stand goals. What? Keep moving? I'll stand, but... Can I just stand like this? Okay, guys, I'm gonna play standing for like 1 minute. I'd really prefer not to cosplay.
マユリちゃんを悲しませたくはなかったんですけど、やっぱり人前に出るのは恥ずかしくて。
Stand? Yeah, I have a stand now. It's a cat stand. Oh crap! No, people who don't watch Judges don't understand this. Joke over. Sorry. I'm bad at making impromptu references and jokes, clearly. I need to watch more Gintama. I don't want to disappoint her, but it's too embarrassing. I finally catch my breath. I don't have time to listen to Lukako's apologies. There's also a Steins Gate game on Switch. Which one? That doesn't make sense. I know she comes to the lab around 6:30. It's still 5:30. No matter how slowly you walk, yeah, but she probably went somewhere. You did it! You've earned in another hour towards your stand goal. Yeah. No matter, okay. But obviously she went to stop somewhere else then. What was she doing for the extra 40 minutes? We don't have time for this. Victory!
聞いてませんけど、岡部さん、一体何が
Yes, but you can't tell her because she wouldn't understand.
すぐに俺に電話するように伝えるんだ。
はい。
This is such a cute little, look at her little hands and her little face. So cute. I better check the lab. We might have missed each other. When I get back to the lab, nobody's there but Daru. Excuse me. Did Kurisu go shopping by herself? I call out to him as he's ordering pizza on the computer. Tell him to add pineapple.
帰ってきてるか？え？いや。あいつどこへ？
I take a bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge and chug it down. The cold, sparkling liquid wets my parched throat and drives the heat away. Now I can think, but I still can't relax. Every minute, every second is precious. Each moment I waste brings me closer to Mayuri's death.
Okarinさ、さっきからなんでそんなピリピリしてるん?
You should have told him from the first moment, like, they have 3 hours. He said it himself. That's more than enough time. But you can't do it by yourself. You have to tell these people they're in the same boat as you. Those people might have killed Mayuri, but they came there to get all of you. So they need to know. It's Steins Gate Elite. I think it's like a complete edition for the visual novel. What does that mean? Like it has 0 in it too? I think I already have Steins Gate 0. Because it came in a package. As far as I remember.
マイルの居場所を知らないか？
だからルカ氏のところっしょ？
いなかった。
She was gone by the time I got there. I start to pace in irritation.
じゃあ他のレイヤー仲間のところとか。
そのレイヤー仲間の連絡先を教えろ。
いや、知らんし。
Damn. It's easy to forget since she's usually here, but Mayuri and I rarely spend time together outside of the lab. May Queen and the shrine, that's about it. I have no idea where else she might go. May Queen doesn't even exist on this world line.
ああ、そういえば。
何かしているのか？
携帯の電源が切れそうとか言ってたような気がする。
Yet another setback. Not only am I unable to contact her, she might not even notice my phone calls.
なあ、一体どうしたん？
誰？なぜここに残っている？
Yeah, but you didn't give him a fucking reason. Oh, this guy for a genius can be so dumb. I sit on the sofa. I feel the weight of stress on my shoulders and in my bones.
理由もなしにそんなこと言われてもわけわからんつうか。一体何が始まるんですみたいな。
みたいな。
マユリが殺される。
はあ？
セルンが本気を出してきたんだ。あと2時間で奴らは襲撃をかけてくる。
Maybe start by saying you used the time leap machine and you came from the future.
え？マジ？
クリスと連絡を取れるか？相手にもそう伝えるんだ。
あと2時間って、なんでオカリンはそれを知ってるわけよ？
How do you think he knows? Daru pauses for a moment. He looks towards the development room where the time leap machine is sitting.
まさか、使ったん？
Yes, he did. I nod gravely. Thank God Daru is smart enough to think of and believe him. I kicked Daru out of the lab and sent him home. He promised to call Kurisu for me and tell her to stay at her hotel, but a few minutes later she calls me directly and demands an explanation. It takes some effort, but I managed to convince her to do as I say. But the problem is, they know where you live probably at this point. Like, you know it's Moeka. She knows what your faces looks like. She knows your names. You guys probably have Facebook. I don't know, what time is this again? She can search you up, find everything out about you. That's the problem with the internet nowadays. You know, you can Google a landmark in the back of a picture and find out where someone lives, more or less. Like, it's too easy. Now I just need to wait for... Yeah, this is the game that's making me so paranoid. No, I'm joking. It's not that bad. But it does make you think. It does make you think. I just need to wait for Mayuri to get back. I thought about looking for her, but it's too risky. We could miss each other like we did at the shrine. Better to wait here in front of the building. They had phone books back then. Oh, yeah, true. Is that worse? I don't remember how those work. They had phone numbers, but do they have, like, addresses too? While waiting, I try to convince myself that everything will be okay. Mayuri returns to the lab at 6:30. That leaves about an hour before Moeka's attack. No, I think actually where I remember this landmark thing from is literally from a JoJo's. Well, he heard the waves and then he looked on a map and he was like, there! He's somewhere over there! In an hour we could ride the bullet train from Tokyo Station to Shizuoka. Is that the best plan? Maybe we should get off at Yokohama and lay low in a hotel for a while. I can think about what comes after Mayuri's safe. The time leap machine doesn't matter. Moeka can have it. My top priority is to prevent Mayuri's death. I don't know about Japan, but in the USA, phone books had names, addresses, and phone numbers. Damn, must not have been lots of serial killers and stalkers back then, right? Hurry back, Mayuri. But I'm pretty sure, isn't there also in some Taken movie, his daughter gets kidnapped and then he also, by hearing something on the phone, makes a connection about where she could be or something. I remember something like that in that Taken movie too. I don't remember exactly, it was long ago. Startled, I turned towards the voice. Suzuha and Mr. Brown have emerged from the Brown Tube workshop. I see them lock the door. Guess they're closing up shop. That's right, I forgot about Suzuha. Yeah, the badass girl that kicked their asses for you. Get help from her.
Yeah.
That reminds me. During the attack, she took down 5 armed commandos in the blink of an eye. I still can't believe it. Where does an 18-year-old girl learn to move like that? And then there was her strange behavior immediately before the attack. She left as soon as she heard about the bomb threat, almost as if she knew something was going to happen. And finally, there's that business with her father. Everything about her is a mystery. Matty says they use that a lot in CSI, the TV series. Well, I've seen a couple of shows based on like those 911 calls, and oftentimes they're based on like real life events, or even just I've seen YouTube videos where they interview or talk about the whole story. I don't know if it's in an interview or where, but I remember they often have to use things like that. There was one woman who, I think it had something to do with like a siren or something, and then she had to act like she was calling someone else, and then the woman had to pick up somehow in a different way that where she was located, and it was very, there's some really crazy stuff out there, right? But yeah, it's very point is, it's very easy once she knows them. Like Moeka knows them. She doesn't maybe have an idea where they live. She knows where they work, their faces. CERN is behind this. They're like, you know, it's gonna be. You can't. How do you escape from these people? Who is Amane Suzuha?
あ、わかっちゃった。今日宴会やるらしいから、その準備でしょ。
それを誰から聞いた？
椎名まゆり。さっき顔見せて、ぜひ来てねって言ってたよ。つうわけで、私もお邪魔することに。
How do you wonder how she knows about the party since she was at the party though? She just left early, remember? How do you... Or maybe at this point... did he invite her, but not yet?
ダメだ。
もしかして、私邪魔だった？
いや。
まあ、私もラボ面にしてもらったとはいえ、所詮
Oh,
は部外者だしね。
shame.
そうじゃなくてだな。
んだよ、岡部。うちのバイトも仲間に入れてやれ。おめえはこいつに借りがあるんだろ。こいつのへそのおかげで、おめえらがビール揺らすのも一応許してやったんだから
It's
な。
thanks to her belly that I let you off the hook.
へそって、おーい。
Oi. Suzuha has recovered her jacket. She's properly dressed now.
このバイト、なかなかいいへそだったぜ。腹回りがしっかり鍛えてあって、キュッと引き締まってたな。
Okay, Mr. Brown, back away slowly. You are too old to get involved in teenage arguments. Yeah, go home already.
本人前にして語らないでよ。
I'm standing right here, you dirty old man.
今日の宴会は中止だ。だからバイト選手よ。
Honestly, why is it funny in this show? But if someone had said that to me in real life, although Mr. Brown doesn't look that old, he looks like he's like late 30s and he's ripped. And isn't she like 19, 20? So maybe in that context, I don't know if it's different, but if I don't know. Sometimes things that are funny in anime are not funny in real life. Like Yandere. Not that it's funny,
中止
but...
なの？
ああ。すまない。
But he is her boss. Oh yes, I forgot about that part. True, he is her boss. That makes it even worse. I attempt to smile, but with little hope of success.
岡部、何をしてんのかともかく、いざとなったら無茶だけはすんなよ。
It's weird to have him give me advice. I thought he was just a dirty old man who loved CRTs. Maybe he's sharper than I thought. Or maybe he's just telling me to stop shaking the building.
まゆりと喧嘩をしましてね。ちょっと参ってるんです。それだけですよ。
That's the best lie I can manage.
あ、じゃあまずいんじゃない？
Blood?
だってほら、あそこに。
Suzuha points across the street. I turn to look. To my surprise, there's Mayuri walking up the street with a big bag. When she notices us, she waves her hand with a ditzy smile. Mayuri!
あれ？
あれ？
喧嘩したんじゃないの？すごい笑顔だけど。
I ignore Suzuha and run to Mayuri. The clock on my phone says 6:33.
ちょっと！どうしたのよ？
I wasted precious time talking to Suzuha. Now that I've secured Mayuri, we need to get as far away from Akiba as we can.
オカリ、そんなに急いでどこ行くの？
Sorry. I ignore her question and grab her hand.
走れ！駅に行く！
待って、荷物が。
構うな！とにかく走るのだ！
なんで？
いいから走ってくれ！
I can't get the image of Mayuri's death out of my mind. I won't let them kill her. I won't. Mayuri gives no further resistance. She follows obediently, quickly matching my pace. I forgot that she's faster on her feet than I am.
ねえ、どこ行くの？
そうだな。とりあえずつくばが横浜あたりに。
I'm already gasping for air. Mayuri, however, might as well be strolling along for all the difficulty she's having. How can she be so ditzy yet so athletic at the same time? Ditzy yet athletic. Oh. The sun has already set, but the sky is still a mix of indigo and orange. We run through the streets, lit by dazzling shops. Everything will be fine once we make it on the train. I hold this thought in my mind as we run. I'm already exhausted. Mayuri practically has to drag me along to keep me going.
少しね、休んだ方がいいんじゃないかな。
いや、電車に乗るまでは走り続けろ。
I do my best to keep up the pace. Wait, let me change that one.
でもね、オカリンすごい汗だよ。
You're not good at
運動苦
exercise.
手なのにね、無理すると。
When we reach the station, I realize that something is wrong. The station is packed, seriously packed. You don't see this many people even at rush hour. The crowd is mulling around the entrance. For some reason, it looks like no one is going in. What's going on here? A protest? Some kind of street performance? I don't have time for this. Just then, an announcement plays over the PA.
現在山手線、京浜東北線、総武線すべて運転を見合わせております。お急ぎのお客様には大変ご迷惑をおかけしておりますが、何卒ご理解のほど。
Finally, I realized my mistake. That's right. Before the attack, the trains were stopped by a bomb threat. No wonder there are so many people standing around. In my haste to flee the city, I completely forgot. How could I have been so stupid?
どうしたんだろうね。
All of the train lines are stopped. We can't escape Akiba. What about other means of public transportation? The subway or the bus? Should we go to another station? I turn around and head back the way we came, keeping a firm grip on Mayuri's hand. But before we get more than a few steps, a man steps out of the crowd and blocks our way. I realize that we're surrounded.
岡部倫太郎だな。
A low voice, a face I've never seen. He's not one of the 5 who broke into the lab.
オカリン、この人たち知り合い？
I don't remember this from the anime. I remember something else from the anime, and I thought it was going to happen now, but I don't remember this. Mayuri grips my arm tightly as she looks anxiously at the men.
一緒に来てもらおうか。
誰だ？
Instead of answering, the man makes a grab for my arm. I jerk away and try to escape, but the men move to block us again.
抵抗するなら殺す。
セルンか？
They're with Moeka? She must have planned for this in advance. A chill runs up my spine. We made a terrible mistake when we hacked into CERN. I realize that now, though it's far too late.
これだけ大勢の人がいる中で殺せるのか？
冗談だと思わない方がいい。
I wonder, would it be possible to, like, let's say he leaves things as they are, or, oh no. I don't know. But let's say he's able to make it back to the place and use the thing again. Even if it's just 2 hours ago, can they then use it again to go back to before they hacked CERN? Is that possible? According to, I think, something I watched or heard on Big Bang Theory, it's not possible because Sheldon believes time is on a closed loop. So since he already did it, means he can't go back and undo it, because since where he is, he already did it, means he already will do it. I don't remember. But this is different kind of time travel. This is sending his thoughts back. So does that mean he could tell himself, or he could remember not to... Time paradox? It's difficult. So difficult. But if that's a time paradox, how do you change anything then? If you can't change that, is it possible to change anything at all? I don't realize what it is at first. Then it hits me. A gun. I gulp. Yeah, I heard. My blood goes cold. Am I going to die here? Sal says, I think since they're sending information instead of physical travel, and since it creates alternate timelines, it bypasses paradoxes. They already changed things with the D-mails. Oh, true. It's hard to keep track of the rules since every time travel story makes up their own. Yeah, I've seen some posts about the different rules of time travel, like showing the lines based on different time travel stories. There's one for Harry Potter, and then I think there's one for the butterfly effect, and there's one for, and then it shows different how each story handles time travel differently. Will my time leaping be for naught? So if they make alternate timelines, does that mean the timeline in which Mayuri dies, it still exists on another timeline, and is that still continuing in another universe or on another timeline? Is that still happening there? You know what I'm saying? Oh God. Will my time leaping be for naught? No, I can't give up. I remember the biggest bullshit in Doctor Who with him doing something. I haven't watched any Doctor Who, but I know that it's about time travel. I won't let Mayuri die. I won't accept that future. But how do I get out of this? The crowd at the station has grown even thicker. People are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know when they can go home. The situation is quickly becoming chaotic. Suddenly a fight breaks out nearby. It looks like some people are trying to shove their way through. This could be our chance. A tide of people surges into us, knocking the man behind me off balance. Now! I quickly turn and strike the man's hand aside. His gun falls away. Then the man gets swallowed by the crowd.
Mayuri! Nigeru!
Oh, Toshi, I hear you. I'm coming. Come on. I'll leave the door open for you for a while. There we go. We have to fight our way through the crowd, but that also thwarts our pursuers. As soon as we reach the main street, we start running back towards the lab. Of course, we can't return to the lab itself. Moeka's group will be there shortly. Is the subway still running? If we get on at Sue Hirocho station, we can take the Ginza line to Shibuya. From there, we can grab a train heading out of Tokyo. Vert says not the best footstep sound effects. I feel like they didn't have a huge budget for this because of the art. Like, I feel like there's in a lot of ways we can see that they were very limited in terms of time and budget. So with the visuals and the sound effects, like, because there's, I mean, not even doing like different facial expressions in some situations. Like, I feel like there's definitely clear signs, you know, that maybe they didn't have the best budget. But I mean, the overall story, I think, is at least okay. I mean, more than okay. It's great. But I mean, that doesn't change the fact that they could have done something better. Spent all the budget on VAs. True that. I think Rintaro's VA specifically is quite popular. Or is he popular because of this role? I don't know. I should do some reading up on it. I still haven't recovered from my exhaustion. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. We can't stop now. I have to keep running. It doesn't take long before a new obstacle appears. 4 men walking together up ahead suddenly stop to turn and face us. I've got a bad feeling about this. They don't look like otaku. Are they with CERN too? My fears are confirmed when the 4 men start walking towards us, arms spread to block the street. No doubt about it, they're after us too. Damn, how many people did they friend! I turn to flee back towards the station and there... Oh no, okay. And there I see the first group of men closing in behind us. We're trapped. Enemies on both sides. There's only one choice. I grab Mayuri and make for the nearby side streets. Come here. I'll share my chair with you again. I'm trying to get to Suehirocho station without using the main streets. But as we pass UPX, several men on the bridge point at us and shout something. Are they with Cern too? How many men do they have? We turn back and change course.
いいか前お前の方が足が速いから
Talking while running uses up all of my breath. Sweat drips into my eyes, making it hard to see.
お前だけでも逃げろはぐれたら袋の岸文字に行けそこで
Before I finish, I catch sight of another group of men waiting for us up ahead. I look back. The group from before is chasing us. We're surrounded by enemies. The familiar streets of Akiba are filled with agents and Cern. I recall what Moika said.
あなたたちに逃げ場はないわ。私たちの仲間はすでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。
Manti says, just wait till one lone otaku trips him and gives him an evil smile. They promised me a waifu. But I think those aren't the kind of otaku that are in this town anymore. It's mostly electronics, isn't it? Since the one time change. Despair seizes my heart. Is escape impossible? We're just kids playing at science in the safety of our... We were just kids playing at science in the safety of our tiny little lab. Our enemy is a multinational conspiracy willing to kill anyone who gets in their way. Were we doomed from the start? No. No matter what, we must get away. Leading Mayuri by the hand, I push my way through the crowd, then jump the fence onto the road. Something strikes me with crushing force, sending me tumbling across the pavement. I come to a stop several meters away. My body is racked with intense pain. A red curtain covers my eyes. I try to brush it off and my hand comes away slick with blood. I grit my teeth against the pain and lift my head. Mayuri is lying on the pavement a few meters away. I reach out to her. No response. Cell, do not. Vert doesn't understand that reference, so it'll just be me laughing awkwardly. Did the impact kill her? This can't be happening. The car that ran us over, a white van, pulls up. Oof. A white van. The door opens and out steps... fucking Moika! Kiryu Moika. Her again. I forgot about this. She knew the exact moment to be here in order to run over poor Mayuri.
Okabe-kun. いえ、岡部倫太郎は確保。警察に連絡して。椎名真由里が死んだ。
The police? She looks down at me with eyes cold enough to freeze my blood.
なんで殺すんだ。
あなたが逃げるからよ。
くそ。
Mustering my strength, I leap up and throw myself at Moeka. She goes down hard. I hear her head smack against the pavement. I stand up and look around. Moeka's dazed and unable to stand, but I see CERN agents making their way towards us through the crowd. I've got to get out of here. I take a step. A sharp pain stabs through my body. The crash must have broken a bone in my leg. It doesn't matter. I have to get to the lab and timely begin. That's the only way to save Mairi. I look back at the site of the accident. Moeka is slowly regaining her feet, but Mairi remains limp and motionless on the road. It breaks my heart to leave Mairi lying there, but I have no choice. I have to go. Damn, that must fucking suck to like, she just died, she's lying there, you can't waste a moment to even feel sad about it, you just have to run and leave her behind. Vert says, hey, nice job, Okabe. I didn't think he had a direct attack in him. If he didn't, though, he wouldn't have been able to freaking get back to the lab. So thank goodness. Fighting the pain of my broken leg, I managed to drag myself back to the lab. Surprisingly, CERN's men didn't chase me. Nobody's at the lab when I arrive. Only the lights are still on. Relieved that Kurisu and Daru haven't returned, I head straight... That's a bit, I have to admit, that's a bit difficult to believe. Like, after all that chasing, they couldn't catch him with a broken leg or a broken bone in his leg. Suddenly they stopped chasing him. Or maybe at this point they were like, oh, it's fine, we'll catch up to him easily. Or there's no way he could escape. But still, like, seems a bit odd. Relieved that Kurisu and Daru haven't returned, I head straight to the development room. I remember to break into the brown tube workshop to turn on the 42-inch CRT. My body is drenched in sweat and I can't stop shivering. Everything hurts. I'm glad he remembered to turn on the CRT. Though. Like, he couldn't remember about the trains, but he can at least remember the CRT. They're like Eisen, slow walking. Also hard to believe they had random goons all over the city, but didn't leave even one at the lab. But I mean, I guess... Otherwise, how would he have gotten there? How would he time travel again to continue the story if they actually left someone there? My body is drenched in sweat, blah, 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 blah. If I'm not careful... I mean, people make mistakes. It happens all the time. Tiago made a mistake at work today, and he had to fix it really quick. At least he could fix it. These guys, they couldn't fix their mistake. My vision is blurry. It's hard to focus. My left arm is numb and can barely move. But still, I force myself to activate the X68000 and input the settings. I'm gasping for breath like a wounded animal. The sound of my heartbeat fills my ears. Mairi. Go back further though. Can you do that? They killed her again. I failed to protect her. I'm sorry, Mairi. I'm sorry. Choking back my tears, I frantically pound on the keyboard. Police sirens echo in the distance. Moeka hit Mairi in front of hundreds of witnesses. They'll probably take her in for questioning. Even if CERN bails her out somehow, she should be stuck for at least a couple of hours. Yeah, but how many of the others are there? It's not just freaking Moeka, dude. The real problem is her men. Those mercenaries, or whatever they were, CERN's hit squad. Why didn't they come after me? It should have been easy for them to catch me, injured as I am. Well, at least the story points it out, so there must be some reason. Must be going somewhere. I need to hurry. If they show up here, they'll kill me for sure. Settings complete. I put on the headgear. I'll get blood on it, but that doesn't matter. A surge of anxiety washes over me. What if the time leap fails? What if my memories are corrupted? I might forget who I am. I might lose myself. Should I really use the machine? I curse my weakness. This can't be allowed to happen. No risk is too great. I will save Mairi, whatever it takes. What if I go back and replay this 30 minutes all over again, exactly the same? I alone have the power to change the past. What am I waiting for? Swallowing my fear, I activate the time leap machine. But are you going to go back further though, or are you just going back at the same time? Because clearly that it didn't work. So you need more time. You need time. You need to go back to when Mayuri's phone wasn't... Did he go back to the same time? Do you not know how to set it back further? I hope her battery isn't flat. Does anyone remember what time he used to go back to? Wait, didn't he go back to 5 and now it's 4? So at least he got an hour in, I guess. Gah! A screeching in my ears, needles stabbing into my brain, 1,000 emotions flooding my senses. The world bends, pulses, then returns to normal. It's probably worse this time because the first time around he didn't actually get hurt. This time he was hit by a car, he had a broken bone. Those memories, the feelings of those memories are being put into his brain now too. Maybe he's too scared by going back too far because it could break him, I don't know. The pain of my wounds has vanished like magic, replaced by a piercing pain in my brain. I fight back a wave of nausea and take stock of the situation. I'm sitting on the sofa with my phone to my ear. Another successful time leap. That makes 3. It looks like the time leap machine works perfectly. I'm sure it would boost Kurisu's confidence if I told her. But that will have to wait until Mayuri's out of danger. I stand up and look around the lab.
Mayuri wa?
Kurisu, who was dozing off next to me, wakes up with a jerk at the sound of my voice.
大声出さないでよ。
Soto says Subaru is like, you noob.
徹夜明けなんだから少し休ませろ。
Mayuri waどこだ?
Tell her this time. Tell them both about what happened. About using it. Tell them. Now. Damn, she already left. I should call or send a mail. I need to get in touch with her somehow. Mayuri went to see someone after leaving the shrine. The question is who? Think. Consider every possibility. Damn, why did I forget? Before I time leaped, I should have asked Mayuri where she was today. I'm not thinking straight. I have to calm down. Wait, I know. Last time we failed because we went to Akihabara station. I should have known that CERN would be watching. This time we'll take a taxi to another station, then hide somewhere until things calm down. For now, all I can do is wait for Mayuri to return. It's driving me crazy. I consider explaining the situation to Kurisu and Daru, but I just don't have the strength to do... Dude, get yourself together! You need to find the strength to do it! Their lives depend on it too! Besides, I don't want to get them involved. They were already involved! They chose to be involved! Someone very smart, you are so dumb. I'll take care of it myself. I won't let any more of my friends die. Yes, and you can help them not die by telling them the truth. Daru is the one who actually hacked CERN after all. Exactly. As before, the Brown Tube workshop closes early. Mayuri appears as Suzuha and Mr. Brown are leaving. We run through Kanda Myojin's back streets to Ochanomizu Station, taking only minimal precautions to avoid attracting attention. See, they didn't have to let us repeat all of that. This is how you handle it, in my opinion. Like, why? What was the point of repeating that same 30 minutes? But anyway, okay, it's fine. We have to get there before the Sobu line shuts down. We manage to make it to the station without being stopped, but when we get there, I see a group of men waiting by the entrance. They look like CERN. Change of plans. We turn around and head for the Shin Ochanomizu subway station. We arrive at the station later than I intended. What, did he just leave them at the lab now? Last time Daru said I'm not leaving without a good reason. What now? Did he not? I'm just gonna go with he told them more or less the same thing. I hope. We arrive at the station. I don't usually come here, so I got lost. I stare nervous. I mean, there was so much time. Because he ran to the shrine and then he eventually found Mayuri, but this time he waited for her, so he could have used that time to tell them. Maddie says, forget about them. Mayuri. I stare nervously at the platform clock. According to the scrolling display, yeah, he's thinking because Mayuri died, he just wants to protect her, but he doesn't realize the others, they're also part of it. Like, they could be kidnapped and tortured into telling them things and doing things and then killed at the end as well. Like, he really isn't thinking straight. The Yamanote Keihin Tauha. According to the scrolling display, the Yamanote, Keihin Tohoku, and Sobu lines have already suspended operations. Wait, it looks like the Chiyoda line has too. It must be protocol to assume that nearby stations may be threatened, even stations on unconnected lines. Damn. Mayuri hasn't said a word about my strange behavior. This is the third time I've led her on this escape, but each time she follows me without complaint. Does she really trust me that much? Maybe she can feel my desperation. That's why I want so badly to save her. We've been together for more than a decade. She's like a little sister to me. I leap as many times as it takes. Mayuri tilts her head quizzically. I realize that I'm staring at her.
オカリ、マユシーは聞きたいこといっぱいあるけど、今は我慢しとくね。
She's so wholesome. Oh my god.
その代わり、終わったらね、全部聞かせてほしいです。
ああ、約束する。
Mayuri smiles happily at that answer. That's right. While we wait for the train, I should ask Mayuri about her whereabouts today. If I have to leap again, I'll need all the information I can
お
get.
前、ルカ子に会った後はどこに行っていた？
Why doesn't he just jump
さん
further
から
back
メールがあ
though?
ってね、マユシーのコスにちょっと問題発生しちゃってたのです。糸がほつれてるところがあったんだ。
Fububki.
それを直しに。
吹雪ちゃんというのはどこに住んでいる？
住んでるっていうかね、今ちょう
Starbucks.
ど UPX のスタベまで来てたのです。
So that's where she was. Just then, an announcement plays over the PA system. The subway is resuming normal operations. About 20 minutes have passed since we arrived. I didn't expect to be stuck here that long, but it's okay. Right now, Moeka should be in Akihabara, heading to the lab. Everything is going to be alright. While waiting for the train, I examined the route map on the stations. I don't know how to say that. I know some people say it route, some people say it route. I don't know. The route map. Route map? I am Groot. Something about the notice board. We can transfer to an overland train at Yoyogi Uehara. It'll take a while, but that will take us all the way to Odawara. Our train is arriving. I can hear the rumbling and see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Mayuri and I are standing just behind the white line. I reach for her hand, meaning to make a dash for the train when the doors open, but I guess there's no hurry now. I let my hand fall to my side, empty. The roar comes closer.
今日のパーティー
Mayuri is saying something. I can't quite hear her over the train.
中止になったけど、絶対にいつか。マユリお姉ちゃん。
Suddenly, Mayuri disappears. There she is, leaning out over the tracks. She's off balance, as if she stumbled or someone pushed her. She seems to hang there for a moment, and then the train comes screaming into the station. It made a squelching noise. I got goosebumps, but not the good kind. I knew this was coming. This is the part that I remembered. I forgot about the car hitting her, but this is the part I was waiting for. I know, I'm pretty sure Sortus has seen this, Matty has seen this, Sal has seen this, Vert, you're the only one that doesn't know about this, so. I hear a sound from under the train. I can't describe it, but it makes me instantly nauseous. Yeah, because it was the sound of your friend being squashed. Your fucking lifelong friend. Sparks fly as the train slams on its brakes. Hi, Alana. Thank you. So, I hope you didn't just get spoiled by this. I hope you've seen this story. But something really bad just happened, so I'm sorry that I'm not, like, super excited. But this is not a great part of the story. And now I feel like I'm about to cry. Because this is, like, one of the worst... how do I say this without spoiling? I don't want to spoil, obviously, but this is like, because this has happened a couple of times now and this part of the story, but this is one of the worst ones for me personally. But thank you, Alana, for popping in. Oh, this part is just, I hated it in the anime. And thank you, Nar. It's really good. If you haven't seen this anime or played this game, I would highly recommend it. It's very, very good. But it's not easy in more ways than one. I turned to where Mighty was just a moment ago. Okay, wait. I don't want to chase you away, but if you haven't watched or played this, I think it would be better if you go so that you can stay unspoiled for this show and or story, because it's very good and it's quite famous, so maybe you've even already seen it and I'm worried for nothing. Oh, I was waiting for it. First, I hope that it didn't show on my face. Thank you. Bye, Alana. I remembered how to say your name. I didn't say Alona. Alana. Okay. There stands a familiar girl. Tiny, adorable, a cute black rabbit pouch slung over her shoulder. Tenoji Nai. She looks up at me. Her eyes are wide. Her lips tremble.
Rashdi. マユリお姉ちゃん見つけてびっくりさせたくてわざとじゃわざと
She stares at me for a few more seconds as if waiting for me to say something, then turns and runs away. The platform is in chaos. The PA informs us that there's been a personal injury accident. Nai is already gone. I don't go after her. Instead, I peek timidly through the gap between the train and the platform. One side of the track is a wash of red. I feel like the very least one can even think here is that it must have been a quick death. My mind is blank. I can't think. I don't even remember how I got back to the lab. Moeka's group should have come and gone, but the time leap machine is still here. I guess I should be grateful. It takes longer than usual to set up the machine. For some reason, I have trouble recalling my own phone number. At last, it's ready. Now, take me back. How far back? Are you going to the same time? Are you gonna meet her now at Starbucks? Oh, he goes back like half an hour earlier. I have a great idea. I'll go back to the exact same time. Or 30 minutes earlier, more or less. The leap occurs instantaneously. Titer claimed that his time machine takes 1 hour of subjective time to travel 10 years. I don't know if ours has the same behavior, but now is not the time to find out. 10 years. I have no business that far back. Besides, according to Kurisu, time leaping too far into the past could cause mental disorders due to the gap between personality and memory. Yes, but that's like years. One day. You could go back to the morning or something. Like, that's just one day's worth of memories. Or is he... Because, like, the gap between personality and memory. You have the same personality now that you had the morning, but the more you do this over and over, I feel like the more your personality is bound to change, and the more difficult it becomes to go further back. You should have gone further back earlier, when your personality was pretty much the same that it was when you woke up that morning, because, you know what I'm saying? I think she gave a time estimate, but I think how far back, you can't think how far back it was, but to me it says the gap between personality and memory. Like, this morning his memory was the exact same than it was, you know, the evening, but now through repeating these horrors it's changing something in his psyche, and then it could be even more difficult. That could cause, so it becomes more difficult to go further back. But still, 2 hours ago he had the same personality and the same, like, compared to the, whether he goes back to the morning or like 4 hours, 5 hours ago, he's the same person. So how is it going to have a different, how is it going to have a different effect on him in the same day? Like, that's what I don't get. Because you have the same memories in the same day. You're the same person. You're not shaped that much. So, like, all the memories he has now, he's taking it back to his 5 hours ago self. But how is his 5 hours ago self different from his 10 hours ago self? Like, there's not that big a gap between those 5 hours of his 5 hours ago self, 10 hours ago self. To me, there's no difference. I just hope that this time he communicates with Daru and the zombie. The problem is the more he does this, the more fucked up his brain gets after seeing Mayuri die time upon time. So, like, I feel like it could, yes, I wish he could, you know, the calm to just talk to them about this and realize that they deserve to know, and there's time to tell them, and maybe they could work something out together. But I feel like the more he does this, the more he's... Oh, she's there. Oh god, this is different. Mayuri is singing her chicken song. Oh, I'm not gonna do it now. I'm not in the mood. I'm sorry. No chicken alert. I kind of want to do it, but I'm going to hold back because I don't want to ruin the mood for Vert. Vert, this is your first time. You need to feel like... I don't want to take you out of it too much. She had to switch because she can't warm up frozen chicken in the microwave, which is now a dedicated part of the time leap machine. I was right to come back 5 hours. Mayuri is still in the lab. Yeah, you were right this time. But I still think having a whole day... Her phone was charged in the morning. You could have called her. So, I don't think it would have made a difference if you went back 10 hours. It hurts, but I force myself to recall that horrifying scene. Mayuri died again. This time it happened at Shin Ochanomizu Station, a place completely unrelated to the lab or the bomb threats, and killed by Nai by accident. More or less at the same time. That's the problem here. She died. Ooh, fuck. Sorry, Toshi. I almost stepped on you. Well, not stepped on you, but put my foot on you. Sorry. I'll just put my foot next to your head. Tenoji Nai pushed her onto the tracks where the train tore her to shreds. Could Nai be working for CERN too? No, that can't be right. Nai has a habit of jumping on Mayuri and greeting. She was probably just being her usual affectionate self. But why did she choose that precise moment? I don't know. I sense malice. Whose malice? It's like fate is playing a cruel joke on us. See, that's what I'm thinking here. Because she died and she wasn't killed by CERN. She was killed by a little girl by accident. So like, and around about the same time. Is it fate? When? How? What? Whatever the case, all that matters now is that I have another chance. I need to act. I have the power to save Mayuri. I have the power to save Mayuri. I will do whatever it takes to find a way. This time we hail a taxi on Chuodori. It'll be expensive, but that hardly matters now. Not a word to Daru or Kurisu. Okay. Mayuri comes up. I feel like this is your mistake here, dude. I consider taking her home to Ikebukuro, but Moeka's group might be watching her house. Yes. I have no idea where they are at this point in time. Instead, I asked the driver to take us to Shinagawa. The driver could even be part of it. Like, we don't know how long have they been, I don't know. Do you have a bug in your coat? Is there a camera in the place where you live with that she put there? She took a bunch of photos. She could have dropped a little camera there. I don't know. I don't remember anything. I don't think that we saw that, but in the anime. But could it be? However, the traffic is unusually heavy. The driver says it's never been this bad before. There must be an obstruction up ahead, an accident or something. That's the only explanation I can think of. We've made it out of Akiba, but at this rate, it will take forever to reach Shinagawa. I consider getting off here and taking the train, but then I remember what happened at Shin Ochanomizu station. I have a bad feeling about this. The traffic jam could be CERN's doing. I remember Googling something in Toshi, are you sad? I remember when I was watching the anime, I think, and I don't think this is spoiler, but as far as I remember, I think I read that the anime cuts a few things here. Your cats wander around so much. Yeah, they're quite active, but they're still very young, so I don't know if that influences it. Toshi can't watch Mayuri die anymore. I think, if I remember correctly, the anime just does a handful of deaths compared to the anime. I don't know if I read that right or if that's true. I don't remember if there are any deaths after this. I don't know if there's a timeline where he actually saves her. I don't know. I don't remember even what happens at the end of the anime. It's too long ago now. So I'm pretty much got blind from here on out. 3 hours later, we're still stuck. According to a conversation I overheard between the driver and another driver, there's some kind of inspection up ahead. Inspection? It doesn't seem to be a police inspection, and a small fight broke out at the inspection site or something. To make matters worse, this road has already been closed off, and all the cars behind us are detoured. There are only about 100 cars waiting, but the inspection has been at a standstill for 3 hours. This can't be a coincidence. Once again, I feel the malice of fate manipulating the situation. You know what? Once again, I have to admit, like, remember the last thing in the last time before this leap, right? They were at the station. Mayuri got pushed in front of the thing, and she died. And then he went back and he used the time leap machine. And he said at that point they've already been there and gone. Did they not take the time leap machine? Do you think maybe they were too scared to like hurt it without or mess with it without any of them being there? But I find it very difficult to believe like they just went and then left quietly. No one stayed there in case someone came back. They didn't take the time leap machine. You know what I'm thinking? Like, I feel like it is a bit convenient that he keeps getting to go back and redoing it. But is Mayuri going to die again? If I'd known it was going to turn out like this, I'd have ditched the taxi hours ago. It's not too late. I should pay the driver and get off right. Just then, someone knocks on the window. Our taxi is stopped in the middle of the road. What's going on? I look over, but before I can say anything, a man opens the rear door and gets in next to Mayuri. He's holding a knife. Another assassin. Before she can reply, the man covers Mayuri's mouth with a large, meaty hand. I try to open my door, but it's locked. Only the driver can open from the inside. Mayuri opens her eyes wide. Her body twitches. It all happens too fast. The man sinks his knife into Mayuri's chest. A bright red spot stains her clothes. Another man gets into the passenger seat. He points a gun at the driver and says something to him. Strength drains from Mayuri's body. Her eyes slowly close. A tear rolls down her cheek. I watch her die inches away, powerless to stop it. And they're holding him. They're both on both sides. He's trapped in a car. How is he even going to get out this time? I can feel her last breath against my skin. They killed her again. Why? Why? Why can't I save her? Why won't you let me save her? Who decided that Mayuri must die? Moeka, CERN, or does the world itself wish for Mayuri's death? I won't accept that. I mean, it could be that the last death, the previous one, was just a coincidence. Highly unlikely, but there's a chance, you know, because this is still CERN. She's been killed once by accident, more or less around the same time, but that once could have been a coincidence. You never know, you know. I clench my jaw and throw myself forward, driving my forehead into the killer's nose. Ooh! He falls back. I shout to the driver. I crawl out of the taxi and take off running through the traffic jam. After running for hours, I make it back to the lab. Luckily, the time leap machine is still there. You see what I'm saying? Like, he was running for hours. They didn't have anyone stationed close to their lab even to say, like, he got away! Quickly! Like, station someone at the lab in case he comes back. Because where else would he run? Like, there's a chance that he would run back because they know the time leap machine is there. What a lucky guy Okabe is. Yeah, it's a bit, like, I feel like they could have done this a bit better. Like, maybe made the time leap machine mobile so that he could carry it with him. You know, and I don't know. I mean, in the bigger story, the author could have made the time leap machine somehow mobile or something. To kind of, because this feels like a little bit of a plot hole to me, but, well, not a plot hole, but a convenience. Too convenient. But be able to activate it with his cell phone from anywhere or something, yeah. There are ways around this, but I have to leap again. But this time he knows where Mayuri is, but the problem is not finding her now. If you go back 5 hours, she's there. She's at the place. The problem is, weaponize it to turn them into jelly. Every time we run, Mayuri dies. 6 hours into the past, I clutch my head and rack my brain for an answer. I talk to your fucking brilliant friends. They are geniuses. Apparently you are too, but you haven't been able to come up with a plan yet, so please talk to them. Tell them what's going on. Tell them what has been going on. And like, what do I do if we can't run away? Is there no way to save her? Get Suzuha too. Yeah, there's clearly, she has some kind of, like, she calls herself a warrior. Like, she says some weird, suspicious things. Clearly she's important. Mayuri's blank stare is the only answer I get. This time, I take her to the closest police station and beg them to protect her. When asked why, I explain that someone is going to kill Mayuri 6 hours from now, but without any proof that there's someone after her, they have no choice but to turn us away. That's sad. That is really sad that he has no proof. What about the emails? Couldn't he just have showed them that and told them, like, Vert says that's not how police work. Yeah, I think in real life they're meant to, like, if there's a threat, they could protect you. Or could at least, you could stay there. But I guess this is also Japan, I guess. I don't know how Japan works, so. You can't prove that someone is trying to kill you, just go home. Yeah, true. Yeah, I feel like police have helped me. My dad's friend is a police officer. I stayed there at him and his wife's house while working during a holiday. So yeah, Maxi police work. They do very difficult work, actually. I know that's not the current narrative that the world tells us, but I actually personally know and lived with a police officer for a while. And yeah, I know they work. And this is... I don't know how Japan's police officers work, but they do work. I wish that I could blame my previous failures on bad luck. We could try Ochanomizu or Shimbashi again, and maybe this time she won't die. But I don't have the courage to try those routes again. At the same time, we can't stay in Akiba. We're running out of options. Subways, trains, and taxis, all out. Attempting escape by those means will get Mayuri killed, so my heart tells me. Perhaps the fear is irrational, but I can't put it out of my mind. I've seen her die a half dozen times already. Shot, stabbed, torn to pieces. I can't go through that again. We take refuge in Yodobashi Camera. What? I thought we could keep hiding there indefinitely, but just after 7, we hear an explosion in front of the station. Yodobashi goes into chaos. Policemen appear and start evacuating the store. When I try to explain our situation, an officer shouts "terrorist" and pulls his gun. This can't be happening. This isn't America. Japanese police officers don't shoot without provocation. Mayuri dies. It happens so fast. The policeman shoots her right in the head. I don't know if he was a real policeman or a CERN assassin in disguise. It doesn't matter. Fucking everyone is a CERN assassin. At this point, I am distrusting Nai. I can't deny it any longer. The world itself is killing Mayuri. Okay, so it goes back even further, 1432. And this is obviously a huge strain on his emotional state because his memories remember every time he goes back, and those memories keep getting pushed onto the 5 hours ago or 6 hours ago or 7 hours ago Okabe. It's heavy. Mayu is the cutest girl. This time I don't leap into action immediately. And thank God! Are you gonna talk to someone this time? Instead, I sit on the couch and collect my thoughts. Every time I try to save Mayuri, it ends in the worst possible way. To make matters worse, I no longer even know what I'm supposed to be saving her from. Cause and effect. Why does Mayuri die? At first, I thought it was Moeka and her hit squad, sent by CERN to steal our time machine. But as I leapt back in time again and again, the cause of Mayuri's death kept changing. At Shin Ochanomizu station, she died because Nai pushed her off the platform. CERN had nothing to do with that. It was an accident. Each time I leap, she dies in a different way. What does that mean? I've been thinking for an hour and I'm no closer to an answer. I want someone to tell me, but who can I ask? I'm the only person in history to leap through time. No, there's one more, John Titer. But he's not replying to my emails anymore, and he hasn't posted on @channel in days. I'm not even convinced he's a real time traveler. I decide not to run this time. Instead, I take a different approach, strike first. I send Moeka an email. I need to talk to you about our time machine. Meet me alone. Ooh. I designate the roof of Radikan as our meeting place. 2 weeks have passed since the satellite crashed, but it's still there and the building is still closed. I wonder if he needs sleep. The body he is jumping into probably remembers sleeping recently, but his mind has in a weird way been awake for all these loops. Oh, true. I wonder how that works. I mean, we don't know. Like something like this, it's obviously a fictional thing, but even in this world, it's not something that has been researched before, so we don't understand. Does the mind physically need the sleep? Is his mind from 6 hours ago rested enough? Or is this loop mind putting his exhaustion, but is it mental exhaustion, physical exhaustion? His physical body that his memories are leaped into is fine, as probably remembers sleeping, But what about this looped mind? Very interesting question there. Okay, 2 weeks have passed. At least the security has lessened, so it's easy for me to sneak in. Not that there's any sneaking to do. I just walk in through the front door like I belong there. No one questions me. Last time I came here was for Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. Of course, on this world line, the presentation was cancelled. Naturally, there's nobody here but me. It occurs to me that this is a dangerous gambit. Moeka might have a gun, and I already know that she's willing to use it. But then I don't intend to play fair either. We're supposed to meet at 5:30. It's just after 5. I came early in order to ambush her. I hide in the shadows and wait with bated breath. About 30 minutes later, I hear the door open. Moeka makes her entrance, alone. She looks around restlessly. She still hasn't noticed me. I take a gun out of my shirt. Where the hell did he... Oh, it's not real. I was just about to say. It's future gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. You get a bit. You get a bit. It's just a toy ray gun with a remote control attached. Obviously a bluff, but all I could prepare on such short notice. Yeah, realistically. I run up behind Moeka and shove the bit particle gun into her back. Just like a Hollywood movie. But this isn't a movie. This is real. And she isn't an actress. She's a murderer. After Moeka raises her hands, I feel through her clothes. Sure enough, she's carrying a gun. I take it from her and press it to Moeka's back in place of the bit particle gun. Wait. I think I was thinking about something. No, wait. I fucked it up. F3. F2. After Moeka raises her hands, I feel through her clothes. Sure enough, she is carrying a gun. Okay, and then he got her gun. Okay. You dropped your headphones on your keyboard? What happened then? Oh, the UI. Oh, I was like, okay, you just told us you dropped your headphones, and I didn't realize that's the message. Talk. I know you were sent by CERN. Naze. She might be like bugged, so watch out, dude. My frustration and rage boil over. I don't know anything that happens from this point on. Vert, I've forgotten like 90% of everything after this point. If it happens, maybe I'll remember, but whatever I say is just speculation from here on. Because of her, Mayuri. Oops. Yeah, me too. And I haven't slept at all that entire time. Ooh. Strangely, I'm not tired at all. Okay, here we find out about your question. Interesting. Cool. You asked a very good question, since the story even answers it. Throw her off the roof, see what happens. Of course a crazy person wouldn't say he's tired. Yeah, true. They probably have like lots of adrenaline running through him right now. Moeka gasps. So it was, but I mean, could you even sleep at this point? Like, maybe eventually you'll collapse from like mental exhaustion, but at this point he's still so, what's the word? He's still so adrenalized. That's not a word, but you know what I'm saying.
お前と仲間たちが今日ラボを襲撃することも知っている。そこでお前がマユリを殺すこともだ。
私も。
You what?
理解したか？俺がタイムリーパーだと。
Moeka nods faintly. I could kill her now. It would be easy. But no, I need information.
お前たちはセルンの何なんだ。
ラウンダー
Rounders. Moika answers with surprising obedience. I guess she values her own life, even though she has no problem depriving other people of theirs.
ラウンダー。一体どういう組織なんだ。セルンとの関係性は。
メールで
ダメだ。口頭で説明しろ。
ラウンダーはセルンとは別組織。
An organization separate from CERN. Okay, so she's... I'm just taking this off because it's flat anyway. She's with Rounders, but they do work with CERN, but they're separate from CERN. Okay.
公には出てこない。
Covert operations. What does covert mean?
扱い。
We don't
秘密
exist.
の傭兵部隊か。
Like a private army.
違
If
う。
Moika had just abducted Mayuri instead of killing her with the rest of them, that first time the lab memes would have gone quietly and it would be over. But I think they were eventually going to kill them all. I don't know. So and they just needed the three of them for info, and so they killed off Mayuri first. But I do get what you're saying. The whole story would have been over if they went quietly and didn't kill Mayuri and he didn't need to time leap. And then I don't know. But I mean, the Rounders are covering up the flat Earth. Hi, Rashid.
IBN
Our
5100
mission.
その情報収集と回収のため
Is that your only mission? The current
世
mission?
界中に散らばってそれを集める。
IBN 5100s? That's right. When I met her, she was looking for an IBN 5100. These days, they're nearly impossible to find. People will pay millions just to own one. Is that because CERN has been hunting them down?
ラウンダーの規模は。答えろ。
知らない。まただから。
So she's not important enough to be told.
俺が手に入れた IBN5100 を盗んだのもやはりお前だな。
Moika doesn't answer.
なぜ IBN5100 の情報を。ハッキング対策か。
機密保持。最も優先すべき事項だから。セルンの。
一体何が隠されている。タイムトラベルの人体実験やその実験で何百人と殺しているという情報は普通の PC でもハッキングで見ることができた。 IBN5100 で構築されたデータベースにはそれ以上の極秘情報があるというのか。
知らない。
末端だからか。
My tone is sarcastic, but Moika nods. Damn, she's useless.
なぜラボを襲った。いやお前にとってはこれから襲うか。
分かっているはず。
セルミのハッキングをしたからか。
理由は3つ。
Three reasons?
1つは知ったから。君たちが知ってはいけないこと。
But you didn't, that can't be the only reason, otherwise you would have just gone in there and bop, 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 bop. So CERN did know about the hacking.
それとタイムマシン。
Yeah, for the time machine, and yet you continually left it there for him to conveniently use.
君たちが作った。
Unless they didn't know what it looked like. But I mean, they could have just taken everything. But maybe they were worried about fucking it up. Could be that. Could be. Let's just go with that then. They won our time machine. CERN must be trying to monopolize time travel technology.
決定的だったのは君たちが そのタイムマシンを世間に公表しようとしたこと。
How does she know that? We made that decision right after the time leap machine was completed. That was only a few hours ago.
だから全員を拘束。
So that it was bugged. Must be.
拘束？マユリを殺したではないか。
あの子は必要ない。
Unnecessary. I nearly pulled the trigger.
タイムマシンを作ったのは君とマキセと橋田だから。あの子は殺しても構わない。そう言われた。
She doesn't even think that. She just does what she's ordered.
どうするつもりだった？
セルンの施設に監禁してタイムマシン実用化の研究を。
Force you to complete their time travel research.
そう
Okay.
やってこれまでにもセルン以外のタイムマシン研究を潰してきたんじゃないか。
私は回収しろと言われただけ。
お前のことを一瞬でも仲間にした俺が間違いだった。
Yeah, you were way too trusting. Considering what you were busy with.
すべて FB の命令。すべて
FB. I don't remember this FB thing. I mean, I kind of remember something along those lines, but I just can't wait to find out
何で
again.
もやる。FB の
Fruits basket. Yeah, I know, right? Fruits basket is that good. Maxie said it too. Is that the name of her supervisor?
岡部君。
He put way too much faith in these outward pointing oppai.
君なの。
Facebook, they infiltrated CERN in 2010.
ジョン・タイターは
I don't know, am I?
何？
John Titer?
考えられない。君しか。
Me?
何をバカな。
I dig the gun into Moika's back.
それより死にたくなかったら今すぐにお前の仲間とそれと FB とやらに連絡しろ。
He could say that
ラボ襲
he
撃は中止だ
will
と。
he will work with them if they spare Mayuri's life. Like that's the easiest way out of this. I feel if they he could just test if they comply. But I don't know. Moika shakes her head.
そんな権限ない。
知ったこ
I
とか
don't care.
権限がなかろうが何とかするんだ。でないと殺す。
I can't do it. I'm not a killer. My hands are trembling just like Moika's were before she shot Mayuri.
なんで殺したんだ。
She was hesitating. She didn't want to pull the trigger, but she did.
お前もあんなことしたくなかったんだろう。なのになんで。
私は従うだけ。
Maybe she's one of those people that were like, she was put up for adoption and then she was adopted by CERN and trained to like be part of Rounders or something. I don't know. One of those people.
FB に。
だったらその FB とかいうやつをここに連れてこい。
Who maybe it's the daughter of a bitch. You don't know. Moika shakes her head again.
だからそっちの事情なんて知ったことじゃないと。
無理なの。FB に会ったことは。
Sorry, I went too fast there. She said something. Wait. I can't. I've never. And then something hard stabs into my back. A chill runs through my body. There's someone behind me.
銃を捨てろ。
A man's voice. Is he with Moika?
汚いぞ。キリュウモエか。
Well, what did you expect? She's the bad guy here. I'm ready to pull the trigger in cold blood.
二人だけで会うと約束しただろ
Yeah, but she could be bugged. You're lucky the person only arrives now. Moika doesn't answer.
いいから銃を捨てろ。
タイムマシンは渡す。だから誰も殺すな。
だとしても
Even though I'm still pointing the gun at her, Moeka steps away and turns to face me. Her eyes are cold, her expression unreadable.
二度と出されない。
Moeka takes the gun from my hand. I'm unable to resist.
頼む。ハッキングのことを謝るから。誰も殺さないでくれ。
Yeah, this is what I was thinking too. Like, you fucked up. Work with them. Maybe if you work willingly, they give you food and clothes. And then maybe one day you find a way to escape. Maybe you'll be with it. Maybe you come up with a plan, as long as you can buy time for everyone, including Mayuri. Shit, it's attacker A. Something strikes the back of my head. My legs give out instantly, sending me to the ground. Darkness creeps in.
Target B を確保。開始を頼む。
Oh, attacker A! It's literally attacker A! Deep down I knew I can't save Mayuri. Even if Moeka's group doesn't kill her, someone or something else will. No! The world itself wants her dead. That is the choice of Steins Gate. Steins Gate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Steins Gate doesn't exist, but fate does. Fate, God, the will of the universe, an absolute force that no one can resist. It exists, and it has sentenced Mayuri to death. You don't know that though. What if you can go back far enough where the thing that, because like a dominoes, if you tip one domino, then it... What if you can go back far enough to not tip the domino that leads to the moment of her death, You might feel that way now, but there has to be a way to save her! I wake up in the back of a station wagon. The windows are coated with black film, so I can't tell where we are. Do we save here and say goodnight? I feel like we made it quite far. There wasn't more deaths at this point at least. There wasn't more times he went back compared to the anime as far as I remember. But like I said, it's very... Are you tired? Not yet, but I need to start winding down. Otherwise, I'm going to go to bed too late. And then I'm going to wake up late. And then my schedule already is not ideal anymore. It was ideal when I went to bed around 3. But now I've been stopping the stream around 3 and then winding down. And then it takes me a while. And yeah, so sounds like a good place to end it. Elizabeth, I didn't even know you were here. Fuck the world. Now it does seem like a good place. Damn, but it sucks though that we only it's been like an hour, such a great hour and 45 minutes, 43 minutes. I was so invested in the story. I wanted to continue and I still want to continue, but I kind of need to stop. So, let me just quickly check my schedule. I'm going to save and check my schedule. Because I actually don't think we're playing Steins Gate next week, but maybe we can have a Steins Gate day somewhere, because honestly, I definitely at this point in the story, it feels like we're at the climax. So I kind of want to not just play an hour and a half, maybe play like 4 hours. Would anyone, I know Steins Gate streams aren't popular, but I don't care about that anyway. So I was just hoping for those of you that are here, tell Elizabeth, Matty, Sotos, Vert, Dark Shadow, people that are here a lot and you enjoy spending time here. Would you want to spend 4 hours playing maybe? So if we can somehow organize something like that. Sotos and Matty sound keen. So let me just quickly take a... Oh, why does it always freeze when I try and escape and leave? It always freezes. Remember, like, it's happened 3 times. This is like the 3rd time it's happened. Wait, how do I do that thing? Copy. What is that thing where you end something with the thing? Like Control, Alt, Delete. Control, Alt, Delete. Task Manager. No, I've tried this. It doesn't pop up. Oh, well, I've tried. Alt F4. Nothing works. F4. Control Alt Delete brings up the task manager, but then the task manager doesn't show. I can see the task manager open on this screen in the taskbar below. I was able to close I'm able to close Steam, but I can't close Steins Gate the game. Even if Windows D goes to desktop. Windows plus D. Oh, but it goes to desktop on this screen, but not on this screen. Now I can't. I can only open like this. When I press Windows D, the Streamlabs that I have open on this stream goes down and it opens the desktop, but this is frozen. Anyway, okay, so let me actually see on my. What an anticlimactic ending. After such a freaking, it was such a great playthrough, this, in my opinion. It was really good. What do you guys think? I can go to full reactions, chat, pins, reaction schedule, click the link. So I'm going to open it really quick here just to take a look at it. I'm not sure how easy it is to use on my phone. Okay, that's not going to work. So yeah, next Wednesday I'm watching ReZero with a timer, and then we're finishing off with 4 episodes of Gintama. So my next Steins Gate stream will only be on the 7th of October. And I'm going to ask William if he's okay with it. Because then we had 4 episodes of JoJo's today. Then we do 4 episodes of Gintama next week. And then the week after that, I can do 4 hours of Steins Gate. So then I can remove Gintama maybe from the 7th of October. So then I watch 2 episodes of JoJo's and play 4 hours of Steins Gate. The Naya part was heartbreaking. I couldn't not say anything before it happened. Oh, so you mean you knew it coming and then you didn't want to say anything just in case, like, you didn't... What if we play Sunday and do Ask Classroom next time? I think it should be better because we do 4 JoJo's, 4 Gintama, and then 4 hours of Steins Gate. It seems only fair. I think. And then I can still try and squeeze in Gintama at some point if possible, but thank you, Sotos, for offering. That's really nice. Okay, so I think that's going to be the plan. I will adjust my schedule when I can. But right now, yeah, it gets stuck on this freaking screen for some reason. Hopefully by this Saturday, I will have my capture card, so we can also incorporate some Pokemon Shield streams. That's going to be very fun. We can also incorporate some... I definitely know that I'm going to be playing Animal Crossing in streams, definitely. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I don't mind anything works because I'm here for my exposed video and nothing else. Okay, but yeah, I think doing 4 hours next time is a really good idea, so I'll keep you guys up to date on that. Today's playthrough was really good, really. Despite the shortcomings, I think overall the intensity came through, and it kind of like, and I can, in my mind, I can kind of like give reasons for things like, oh, they didn't want to mess everything up. You know, time travel research and time travel devices are very sensitive. They didn't want to fuck it up. They wanted to get them and make sure that they transport everything properly so that they can continue the research as their prisoners and become actual prisoners. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I do think maybe this part, some of these parts, was it, you can't help but think that it's better in the anime because of the animation. Like seeing them run instead of just a still image and hearing the footsteps. Although the story as a whole, I prefer in the visual novel, the movement in the anime is better. Like that's just with a manga, the action scenes or action moments, moments where you want to see them run and see them, things happen. Even when it comes to adapting manga, oftentimes the anime, you can't, nothing replaces the anime to see it happen, like, you know. So I'm glad that I did watch the anime and that I got to see it happen like that, but I still think the story and the experience for me overall is better in the visual novel. Okay, but thank you, Sotos Sal Vert. Vert says, as I've always said, for any series, the voice acting of the anime is usually better than the voice acting in the manga. Good night, Elizabeth. This can have a different ending, right? Yes. There are actually multiple endings. I'm not sure how many. But I know that there are. I've been purposefully trying to choose things to get to a different ending from what I know the anime happens in the anime, you know? So, I mean, it's not easy to choose, like, because the decisions you get to make is only the emails, like how you respond to emails. So it's not like you can do you can make big decisions to force it in a different direction. I can only kind of try and get it to go somewhere else. So, but yeah, I know that there are different endings. I just don't know how they end. I don't know how many there are, but I'm trying to get it to at least any different one. Because it's going to be more exciting for me not knowing what happens too, you know? So, we have already seen a different scene from the anime. This roof one, right? This didn't happen in the anime. Or what do you mean, Matty? The Lukako scene was the best. When they carried the IBN. No, I'm pretty sure the IBN, when they carried it, that definitely happened. Carrying the PC didn't happen in the anime? Oh, wait, yes, because Kurisu, the zombie, carried it with him. Oh, it was Kurisu, not... They did at one point? Did they? Yeah, it was Kurisu though. What? Why is this bitch lying on the floor? Why? And also, Asuna is her head is twice as heavy as Kirito's head. Why is that? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. She has longer hair, yes. But why does it have to be so much heavier? I do seriously need a Shinon, more brains. She's more dense. You two said the literal opposite. She's more dense. She has more brains. That means two different things. That's funny. Oh, Matty also said bigger brain. Soto's also said I think she's smarter. Okay, anyway. Thank you guys for watching with me. Playing with me. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Probably, I'm gonna say it's gonna be between 9 and 9:30, not 8:30. Tomorrow's night stream is usually I don't stream on Thursdays. I'm gonna ask, maybe Hanko wants to stream a little bit earlier or something. He wants to do 2-3 hours and then I'm gonna stream. I'll find out. When is the next episode for Index? I dropped Index, at least for until further notice. But yeah, I dropped the anime, not the light novels. I want to read the light novels, but I don't know about a scientific railgun. I don't know about railgun yet, though. I might get back to that at some point, but we'll see. Okay. For the 5th time, I'm going to go brush my teeth now. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably around 9:30. I will let you know in advance in the Discord. Thank you, Vert. Thank you, Matty. Thank you, Sotos. Thank you, Elizabeth. Mike, you're also always here. Thank you so much. Who else did I not say? Well, I hope at this point I've tried to read everyone's name at least once. I had a lot of fun today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.